Now, if we have cooked beef here, we have everything we need for meat stew. So why not? In my humble opinion, why not? I think we should. Now, to get there, the first thing we'll do is we'll deliver beef. Well, chicken would probably be one of the easier ones. But we can have this. I'm going to delete that, move this forward, and grab a conveyor to convey. There we go. Next up, I'm going to clear that out. Have I got a spare silo anywhere? No. Okay. Silo here. This is for chicken, because chicken doesn't get used for anything else. It's just chicken. Cooked chicken, and that's it. I don't believe there's anything that uses cooked chicken for any other kind of product. So we'll actually go with the chicken farm first then. Right. Want this to grab cooked chicken only. There we go. Now, ultimately, what I could do, actually thinking about it, is I could have 4 different types of items being brought out of here and put into a barn, which would then be serviced by caravans. One would grab the veggie stew and the meat stew. The other would grab the the cooked chicken and the beef. That may be a better option. That would almost certainly be a better option, in fact. So let's change this to meat stew. And for the time being, we are not going to need these then. Let's move this aside. Indeed, move this aside. Actually, I'm going to allow them to finish off working through there. But let's get this copied. So it's no longer feeding into that. It is a shame because it's going to kind of jut out a bit, but if I were to shorten this like so, then I could sort that out. We could have the barns on the sides then. Now, is this efficient? Absolutely not in any way. Not even slightly. But we're going with it anyway. Just move this to the other side, so I've got a bit more room to place my barns. But seriously, this is hopelessly inefficient. As is this whole area once it's only got a tiny road going to it. You know what, I'm going to have to just suck it up and change the way this road works. There we go. There we are. I should make sure that this can only accept the stews into specific slots. There we are. As soon as this is completely emptied, then we'll set that caravan to take from the barn instead. But on the other side, we will want a similar barn setup. And once again, grab this one for cooked chicken. And there's a certain logic to doing it this way because the cooked chicken and the cooked beef go to the simple food store, whereas the veggie stew and the meat stew go to the gourmet food store. Now we want cooked beef. There we are. There we are. Once again, we want to isolate it though. So cooked chicken, cooked beef, cooked beef. And with that, we are ready. I'm listening to this stream while hunting down all the Cheerios that the aforementioned 1-year-old has hidden amongst her toys. Ah, that is unfortunate. Oh dear. Let's have a look at these highlighted messages. Oh no, that's the one about the happiness. No, we'll hold off on that one though, for now. Right, so that's given us a couple of things we can work on. Now I need chicken and I need beef. The chicken one will be easier to do. And I am thinking that we'll build the farms up here. We'll level it out a bit and just get the farms working and then deliver it via conveyor down there. We've got that little bit of room over here, but I'd rather not just dig all of that up. So, need tools, remove source. Well, this is quite expensive in terms of yellow coins, but it's not terrible. Not going to mess with the blue crystals there. I suppose it actually doesn't matter. Ultimately. There we go. I do believe there is a way to have a larger brush, but right now, having a small brush is fine for me. I seem to recall being able to change the size of the brush previously. Right, and with that, we want some flattened terrain ups. And just follow the contour. Yeah. There we go. Don't want to completely change the landscape too aggressively. But I do want a nice flat area to work with. There we go. And fill that area out down below. Just so we've got slight gradient. Then we can have a nice big steep one. That is a little bit too steep though, so I'm going to use the terrain block up tool to level it just a bit. So it's not quite as aggressive. I wanted to kind of have a bit more of a natural look, honestly. There we go. Not that we're really going to be able to have that much of a natural look with such hard edges there, but there we are. I think that's good enough. Over here, I'll allow that to be pretty steep. I don't know, when terraform was considered expensive. Yeah, that was before I had an extremely well-established town. This isn't me just changing that. This is me designating my many hundreds of citizens. Go, move part of that mountain across a little bit. Flatten the top, build up the sides. Yeah, no, a little bit to the left. Yeah, right, yeah. Smooth that part. Well done. You can go home and have food now. One day you'll have shoes. Maybe. Hi, Sapphire Star. Right, so we want to start working backwards. So pastures. Gonna need 2. Ah. Okay. I'm fine with using wells. Completely fine with using wells. Let's grab this. And we want to use a grabber and a splitter. There we are. This one will be making chicken, so I'll need 2 animal feed and 1 gold coin. It'll produce chicken and fertilizer. This one requires 4 animal feed and 2 gold coins to produce 1 meat and fertilizer. Now the alternative is I could have this making eggs, but I'm not going to. A full chicken area. Okay. Now, this requires 4 animal feed per 10 seconds. This one, 2 animal feed per 5. So effectively, they need the same amount of animal feed between them. This one will produce half as fast as this one. So if I wanted to be producing the same rate, I'd need a second one, and then I'd need to double up the amount of grain. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. We will have a grain mill and just see how much that produces. If you're making animal feed, it's 1 every 2 seconds, so 2 every 5. That'll completely work this one. This grain mill over there will, again, completely work this. It'll produce 5 every 10 seconds. This one will produce 2.5 every 5 seconds. We could go for one and have 2, so we're producing the same amount of meat. That is something we could do, I guess. And again, another splitter. So at that point, we would want 1 there, 1 there. Now, we are going to have a little bit of overflow. Now, because there's going to be some overflow, instead, what we can do is we can have all 3 run into a single silo, and that single silo will direct its output to all 3. So we'd have the silo somewhere around there. And for this, I need you to grab the everything and deliver it. There we go. This can come live up here. It should only be animal feed in here. Actually, I kind of want to move the well at this point. Somewhere like this. Yeah, let's move this around a little bit. We can center it a bit more. Let's grab some of this. We can have this much closer that way. And we just have a metal conveyor. Then we only need 1 splitter down here. Now, it does mean I'm probably going to want another a second well for the farms, but this should be fine. Chicken, beef. Ah, this one's set to make chicken. No, no, no. I want this one to be beef. There we go. Same stuff. Right, okay. Now, with that done, I would want output from these to all enter the silo on the lower level. And they can, since it's all coming from the front, I don't need to worry too much about that. In fact, we can shut this a lot closer and then save on a bit of tiles. There we are. And so we don't need any grabbers or anything there. Next, we want this to be fairly high up. And something like this. Can I build that there? No. I need it 1 tile higher. This is probably going to be able to work. We'll see. No, can't with the well there. Okay, well that's actually not strictly necessary. What I can do is I can choose that. I can move the well just to the side. It loses part of its symmetry, which is a shame, but it's fine. And from here, the silo will output in all three directions, and it should balance them. Like so. And this is one of the first proper industrial builds that I've done so far. And it may be one of the only ones I do. Just to set it up and show it working. But we'll see. Now we want animal feed. And maybe this is the point where the people start to diverge. One in ever greater pursuit of efficiency and industry. The other wanting to remain closer to nature. There we are. Right, this will take 6 grain every 2 seconds is our goal here. Hello, Anicia. We've got enough blue water stones everywhere else. I am going to get rid of these ones, so I've got a little bit more room for my farms. Right, so we want a couple of farms now. First farm will live right here. Now, in terms of the amount of grain you can make 1 every 2 seconds. If I simply speed you up, then you will provide enough grain, grain for a single grain mill. Likewise, though, we can simply move this back and have all of the grain go into a silo, which will then deliver the grain to the grain mills as needed. So as fast as it goes in, it comes out. Which is honestly a really good system, in my opinion. So something like that. Grain will leave on the ground floor. Will be split. Like so. We just need a splitter then. Actually, no. You can't do it like that. The whole point is that it's being extracted from each side as fast as it can. If you do it with a splitter, you're still only pulling from one side, and you're still only doing that as fast as one belt can handle. The whole point of this is that 3 belts, each pulling individually from one side, each can pull 3 times as much as one belt. Can I check the outgoing animal feed? Animal feed, animal feed. Yep, that all looks okay. So far. It may not be, and I will definitely look into that. Right, so with that in mind, we could happily have several farms, each supplying the silo here, and we can have lots of grain in between them. Now, this isn't as efficient as it could be, but it should work quite nicely, I would think. Well, we'll definitely see, though. Now, one thing I'm going to do is, and I know I don't need to do it like this, but I will, is build that up right now on that side. The same over here. And we'll deliver it in. To build a kind of trellis walkway over farms is a little bit finicky. Right, got grain. I want to supply water. I want to supply fertilizer if I can. I probably won't be able to for now, but we'll see what we can do. Finally, farm tiles. Now, the best farm tiles are ones that multiple farms can work, because those farms can then all help with the watering and fertilizing of those fields. This may well be all that we need. We don't know yet. I will pop that one there. And down there as well. Well, I guess I don't need to. I think I'm fine with that. Right. Now I need to add in the grain. This is almost certainly more than I need by quite a large margin. But again, it's fine. If this was eco, where the land was losing because of the amount of farming I was doing, then I would definitely only farm as much as I needed to. There's a part of me that kind of wants to do that anyway, but this isn't eco, and we don't need to be constrained in that way. Right, so that's all we need there. This farm will be the most productive, but overall it should be okay. Let's get grain. Where is grain? There we are. Now I would very much like water to be supplied, so let's go ahead and plonk down a well. First, well, yeah, let's remove some of these resources first. Make it look a little bit more natural. Right. A well has to be on the ground. That's how it works. But from there, you very much want to take it up. And then up again. Though at this point, we're willing to let it branch off. And over here, we'll just take this along. Right. We will try and get fertilizer to it, but that's a big old maybe on whether we'll be able to or not. There we go. Right, the farms are already producing. There's a big old maybe on even whether I would need fertilizer up here, but we're producing it anyway, so to a certain degree you may as well make use of it. There we are. So we should already be seeing plenty of beef and chicken being manufactured down there. And as soon as they go in, they get shared out. Now, right now it's stockpiling, so we can't use this as any real indication that this is producing fast enough. But we just need one person in each of these to double its efficiency. And that should now be providing all of the necessary grain for these to produce. Okay. So yeah, this is basically industrial farm. And it does hurt. Okay, so with that done, we can now look to connect these up to one another. And I'm going to have silos here and here. All of the... Oh, damn it. I was a fool. I didn't do that right. I need to make sure that this is only accepting the beef and the chicken. So, chicken and beef and beef. Now we can get this going. There we are. So these are now storing what we actually want from them. This one as well. And with that, we can actually look to hook these up. Now, we don't need to do anything with the fertilizer. I would like to, but we can tackle that one in a moment. Right, let's build all of this up. Actually, I'm going to have that come across and then down, I think. So to that end, I'll have this rotate. Oops. There we go. As ultimately, I would like... Ooh. Wait. Yeah. I just realized my error. I need them to be going down and under each other. So, chicken, for example, and then beef on top. Best route to take that is a bit of a question. Okay, well, let's just build one down first, and then I'll tackle the next after that. There we go. Going to be a bit of a ways down, and I can't build this one up. Oh, no, I can. I can build it up on the ground. I don't think I want to, though. I think I'd rather have them every other one. It makes it a lot easier to build them. There we go. Right, I want to terraform this just a little bit, just to flatten that area just down enough that I can easily pass through. Yeah, that'll do. Now we can just move down from there. I do need to bring this across, though, because otherwise it'll complain about the conveyor not being able to work when a part of it is clipped by the mountain. Okay. Oops. Oh, it seems that that one isn't quite flat for some reason. Ah, I see. There we go. Right, there we go. So we are going to have chicken being delivered. Hooray! Now we need to do exactly the same over here for the beef. So I know it's a bit of a potch watching me set this up, but alas, you don't really have much choice. Not if you want to watch me play the game. There we go. And now that I've got a proper rhythm, though, it's a lot faster. Oops. I see. Oops. Okay, almost got the beef down here now. Now I need to bear in mind where I'm going to connect that up, because I don't want it to be so high up that I'm kind of interfering with the slope. It's kind of annoying, but... Zigzagging on the beef produces extra tender. You might not be wrong. That should all work. And then we just bring it down from here. There we are. This should work. And then we get our meat stew, our cooked beef, our cooked chicken. That will improve the happiness of 3 different products. This actually be quite a big one for us. Donk. Oh, apparently that didn't like going down for some reason. Why? There we go. No, apparently not. What's the matter there? Oh! Really? We're out of conveyors? Oh my goodness. Wasn't expecting that. Kind of gotten used to having a ridiculous amount of everything. Ah, damn it. Not enough people. Well, this is a problem. Big issue with this is it's so hard now to isolate where we've got loads of people working, but that'll do there. But it can be really difficult to locate where any of your citizens are at any one time. There we go. Okay, we're finally making cooked beef and indeed meat stews. Hooray! Happiest of days. What have you got in you? Ah, problem here is you're now full of things you shouldn't be. I want you to reserve some. Yeah. Reserve half of it for meat stews. Destroy what's in there. Yeah, exactly the same over here. I want you to reserve this for cooked beef. My bad. I was a little bit too hasty in setting up the caravans. There we go. Led to a bit of waste. You know what? Just for the sake of it. Because it'll be pretty. Does this actually require someone working in it? Because if it does... No, it doesn't. Haha! Donk. Perfect. Lovely, in fact. I like it a lot. Even my kitchen needs to be swanky.